What's going on, y'all? So Oleksandr Usyk defeats, or actually stops, um, Thabiso Mchunu, in the I think it was the eighth round. Yeah, eighth round TKO stoppage, and this is a very interesting fight. Um, for the first two rounds, Mchunu clearly, had the edge. I mean, the guy was out countering Usyk when he came, when he was coming in close within the distance, whatnot. And the thing about Machino is he's a very, very small cruiserweight. I don't mean by as far as body mass is concerned, as far as height. The dude has to be at least 5'6". I mean, Jesus, or maybe 5'5". But thing about Machuno is that he's so difficult to hit. And the losses that he had, as far as the knockout losses that he had, including this one tonight, it's more so due to the fact that it was fatigue. Okay, because if you look at this fight against Nlango Mugabu, he literally was loading up on the shots against Mugabu in that fight, but he hurt Mugabu. But the thing is that he tired out during, I think it was the third, fourth round of that fight. He gassed out. He lost a lot of energy, and his stamina depleted, which gave Mugabu a chance to go in and get off his shots, pick off his shots as much as he wanted to against Machuno, and knocked him out. So it's kind of like the same scenario that was displayed in this fight with Alexander Usyk. Now, Usyk, adjusted at the third round. He started to control his range. He was throwing his shots from a distance, where he didn't give Machuno a chance to throw any inside shots, because he doesn't have the reach. Obviously, Machuno, like I said, he's a very short cruiserweight. He doesn't have a reach. The only chance he does have is inside fighting. So the thing about Machuno is that he likes to. It's very difficult to hit him because he's so short and he's so small. And yeah, Usyk was throwing a lot of shots, but most of the shots that he was throwing, Machuno was blocking most of those shots. The one thing I would say is that Machuno, though he was losing all the other rounds, besides he lost all the other rounds after the second round. He was very successful with his counter shots, especially with the counter short hooks, because every time Usyk was throwing his combinations from the distance, he would leave himself wide open, and Machino will clip him every single time. It was like one round, I think it was round seven, when Usyk was caught with the right counter hook by Machuno, and he stepped back. He gave a gesture, it's like, okay. He's like, okay, kid, this is my show. Why are you hitting me like this? Pretty much, that was the gesture that he gave to Machuno. Machuno had some success with the inside punching, but obviously he knew that he was not going to outbox or outpunch Alexander Usyk, because he was bothered by Usyk's height, his range, and his reach. So the only chance that he had was hoping for Usyk to come inside and make a mistake, which he did in some parts of this fight. He came inside on Machuno and allowed him to get his shots off in that particular situation. So Usyk adjusted a little bit, after that seventh round. He started to, control his, the distance, and not give Machuno any chance of throwing his shots in the inside. But anyhow, he knocked him down, three times in this fight, but there was one knockdown that was questionable. I would say it was two, to be honest with you. This actually happened in the eighth round when Usyk stopped Mchunu. The eighth round, there was one where Usyk was getting off his shots. He was pushing Mchunu back, and Mchunu just took a knee, and the referee counted that knockdown. But I don't think that would have mattered anyway. But looking at it from that perspective, Mchunu was very tired, and like I said, he's known to gas out in the mid rounds, in fights, particularly with when he fought Mugabu. Um, and yeah, all I have to say, this is a very, very another impressive performance by Alexander Usyk. He's his first successful defense of his title, the WBO world title. He did call out the guys. He did call out Ledebev. He called out Murat Gassiev. But I'm not sure about Tony Bellew. Did he call out Tony Bellew? I don't think he did. But if he does decide to go after a guy like Tony Bellew, or either Mario Briedis, Oh man, that was a dangerous cruiserweight fight for Usyk, and I think he does outclass. He could outclass Bellew because he's a much better skillful fighter than Tony Bellew. But the thing about Bellew is that he's a completely dangerous fighter. He does have range. He's much bigger, and he's got power. So he's got a lot of snap in his punches. So, and he has pretty quick hand speed. So, but Bellew does get hit easily though. Now, as far as Gassiev, I do like his chances against Gassiev because Gassiev is too squared up. He's too stiff. He has no head movement. He's a stationary target. His footwork is pretty bad. So, I mean, if he were to fight Gassiev, I would favor Usyk to win that fight. Ledabev, uh, still a tough fight, even though he lost in a very close decision against Gassiev. Um, I would probably favor Ledabev to win that fight against Usyk if they were to fight now. But as far as Bellew and Usyk, I would favor. I mean, I would slightly favor Usyk to beat Bellew, but it's for but I do definitely favor him to beat Gassiev. But Ledabev, I think I would slightly favor Ledabev to beat him. Breedis, I mean, he's still learning. We still gotta see how well he does against other top cruiserweights. So other than that, yeah, congratulations to Alexander Usyk. Who do you like to see him fight next, or do you think Thabiso Mchunu does have anything left in him? After this fight, I think he still got some more fights left in him. But yeah, man, yeah. Let me know what your thoughts are. Care to comment, share, subscribe. Signing off. Peace. Oh, by the way, before I go, I will do a post-fight video on the Alexander Povetkin fight versus Johan Duhaupas. That was a disgraceful fight. All right, let me know what your thoughts are. I'm out.